So how would you define the arts?
I mean, I'd say basically two ways. One, I think Joel has said it's a higher form of communication, and I've always agreed with that. And I also think art has to translate the cosmos or reality as we know it, i.e., to use a few examples from different arts. If you look at, I think you were talking about sculpting and Michelangelo, and I don't know if it's Michelangelo, but there's a famous sculpture, all in white, with a woman sitting on a man's knee, and it's either a classical sculpture, I think it's Michelangelo or the Renaissance, and you can see the fingers of the man in the woman's hips, and you can see that I don't know if he's ready to copulate or just copying a feel, but here you have this hard white rock substance. I don't know what the actual rock form was. It must be marble, I would think. But it actually looks like that you can almost see the tension in the fingers pressing into the woman's hip and skin. And even in something as simple as that, you get the verisimilitude or the simulacrum of reality. But it's something on a higher level because I believe it's bigger than life. It's probably 1.5 times human size. And if you actually look at it, it gives a slight shift of perspective because it's almost like you're a ghost from looking at the human form from the outside for the first time. In terms of translating reality with writing, I think it's a bit more obvious because writing is next to some kind of telepathic art form, if we were ever to develop telepathy, or if we get, for example, implants in a mind and are hooked up to a hive mind in 50 or 100 or 200 years, whatever it might be. Writing is the closest you can get to total abstraction because you're talking squiggles on a medium. And from that you can get simple concepts like what is an apple, what is love, to higher concepts where you put these together into sentences and paragraphs or stanzas and whatnot. And you can look at something like, 19th century whaling. Well, Moby Dick takes that on, but it takes it on in a deeper way. A lazy person, bad definitions of art, currently out there are things like, well, art is what asks questions. And I've said this many times. Moby Dick was not written by Herman Melville because he wanted to ask you a fucking question. Melville had the answers. They're in the text. It's there. You have to get it. You may not be able to get it. You may not appreciate what his answer is, but the answer is there. And all great artists have answers to whatever the hell thing spurs them to write or to create visual art, or whether it's film or whether it's music. It's there. And so art translates these parts of the cosmos that your average person, 99.99% of people, don't even think of to ask. But once they are confronted by it, if they have something that negative capability of John Keats's description, that they can make that they can get that leap once it's presented to them, then that's basically when art is at its best, because it connects these things, it brings those ideas together, and it hopefully clarifies the thinking process for people who are even not artists.